Sana Yamonia. Hey, Yamawenya wouldn't know. Sana Yamonia.
And you know a trendy pa, baby, and one ubia editing a hot so. It is our blood pressure, and you could TV. They shed the echo now so far too hot so. And necessary yasaba if you dear more Fire Life Radio. Yade empomudin and some air bremo. I actually Yatunidin Health Matters. Say I think what tuning in on Facebook and YouTube. Also bet me idea I share program no with all your loved ones. Na yadamasipi utuni ina na wa share. To share is to care. In terms of homoding, na yenye the yen share program no very very important. Because the more I share, no, not the more now sooner yeah the yet me spread the news, to people, and it's very important. Ese ususu utunina now so I share ama uniebi. Today, Mr. Pharmacy is in the house once again. He's bringing us the health matters. Today he's choosing a special topic today that he's going to be talking about. And I believe that by the time we finish this program, you would have also gained a lot of knowledge from today's program. So please, share the program with others. Once you get it through Facebook or WhatsApp, share the program so that a lot of people can also benefit from today's program. Like I said, our own brother, OP, is Oprimeni Bakope. On also so the latest our release and you know just I know they trendy baby be a can him you near bay you or two and you want to say you school Sunday okay can't waste any boom cream but hey a drew baby IG baby open no yinti the main track the real track and nothing for you medina and start it.
Dr. Rayon B.
Everybody deserves better, yeah, the Papa Maunia. Everybody deserves better, yeah, the Papa Maunia. Do be a mawa ya ufeno, sana ya maunia. Do be a mawa when you bet your mono, sana ya maunia. Do be a mawa ubesredo, sana ya maunia. Everybody deserves better, yeah, the Papa Maunia. Everybody deserves better, yeah, the Papa Maunia. Do be a mawa ya ufeno, sana ya maunia. Do be a mawa when you bejeno, sana ya maunia. Do be a mawa ubesredo, sana ya maunia. You want to others, I want others to answer you. You want to others, I want others to answer you. Do be a mawa ya ufeno, sana ya maunia. Do be a mawa when you bejeno, sana ya maunia. Do be a mawa ubesredo, sana ya maunia. You want to others, I want others to answer you. You want to others, I want others to answer you. Do be a mawa ya ufeno, sana ya maunia. Do be a mawa when you bejeno, sana ya maunia. Do be a mawa ubesredo, sana ya maunia. Everybody deserves better, yeah, the Papa Maunia. Everybody deserves better, yeah, the Papa Maunia. Do be a mawa ya ufeno, sana ya maunia. Do be a mawa ni bejemo, sana ya maunia. Do be a mawa ubesredo, sana.
No, or say do unto others as you like others to do unto you. And you go Facebook, YouTube, everywhere. The song is everywhere within the Ghanaian community. And the good thing about this song is that it's not only done in Twi, it's also done in English. So there is something in for everyone. We've got Mr. Pharmacy in the house. We know that OP has also tuned in, listening to the health program. We've got Mr. Pharmacy in the house. Mr. Pharmacy, once again, welcome to Fire Life Radio. And what do you have for us today?
DJ D, thank you very much. Thank you. Opie, God richly bless you for such a wonderful song. I mean, it's great to produce such a beautiful song for the Ghanaian community. It's also a song to relax and for people to know that in life, whatever you think or whatever will make you happy, you also have to do unto others. Although sometimes you may do certain things for certain people. I was just speaking to someone yesterday about the people that I've trained, about 17 people that I have trained, and they have all become pharmacists. But one of them has really surprised me and shocked me. But it's human nature. I did it for her. I had to pay money, extra tuition. It was her last chance, but trust me, what she did to even refuse to pick up my phone call because I needed to ask her something, it really, really pains and hurts me so much. But let me tell you, whatever you expect people to do for you, just do it for others and leave the rest for God to judge. So, Opie, God richly, richly bless you. And this song is so beautiful. We will carry on to play this song to satisfy our soul. DJ D, today we are going to talk about blood pressure. Blood pressure. Nobody on this planet that lives and haven't got blood pressure. Everybody is got blood pressure. Either it can be low, either it can be normal, or either the blood pressure can be high. We are going to talk about blood pressure today, and this program have specifically dedicated to our dear brother who died exactly 1 year ago, Anthony Osei Jima, the husband of Florence Mahama. May your soul continue to rest in peace. I'm doing this program today to dedicate it to you. Although people die, but they need to be remembered as well. So this program is specifically dedicated to Anthony Osei Jima. May God richly put you to rest and rest in peace. So DJ D, it's a blood pressure day today. We will discuss about blood pressure. Anyone that is listening to our voice and any contribution, I've always said, people that know about health are the person that really suffer from that particular health. So people know more than I do. I'm only sharing the little knowledge that I have of I've learned from 5 years in pharmacy school. The rest is up to you individual, and come out and share your experience with us. So DJ D, why don't we keep the ball rolling and set up? It's all about blood pressure and BMI. I'll talk briefly about BMI if I can, if I get the time.
Okay, thank you very much. I think the BMI is very, very important because we've talked about this. People are still asking questions about it to the point that people are even saying, how do I get a scale and all that stuff? And where do I get one from? How much would it cost me? So many questions are being asked about this, and it's also important that I think we talk about that as well. Blood pressure and body mass index, BMI, that's what we are talking about today. Blood pressure is an interesting area because I know someone that they call blood pressure because his blood pressure went so high that they have to give him two readings. One was around his waist, his belly, and the other one was around his arm. And I thought this is a bit odd. How can you have something around someone's waist to check the blood pressure? I've never seen one before. But then again, there you go. I also remember someone being detained, and the person's blood pressure shot to over 200. And they told him that, well, look, it's normal. People who come here, their blood pressure always go up. You know, he really thought that he was going to die. You know, and this person said Manchester. I didn't even know that they have an airport at Manchester. said that he was taken to Manchester Airport Detention Center.
Yeah, Manchester.
And he saw planes going in and out. And, his blood pressure went so high that he thought that he was going to die. And he was telling the medical people that this is not normal. And he said, look, my friend, people who come here is very, very normal because they are so scared that they are going to be deported that their blood pressure all the time it goes off the roof. So they will keep checking and checking until it stabilizes. It's interesting. Another person said that they call white coat syndrome. He went to hospital. They started checking the blood pressure. It just shot up, and he thought, my God, this is not normal. The doctor said, no, maybe you are suffering from white coat syndrome. And he's just sitting there thinking, what is white coat syndrome? Then again, there you go. If you don't understand anything, any medical term that someone has used, when we open the line, activate the telephone line, it's your chance to also call in and ask these questions. If you allow the program to finish and you call me, I would never know, So please, it's very, very important. We are talking about blood pressure. What is blood pressure, Mr. Pharmacy?
I mean, when we say blood pressure, the blood pressure is the force that your heart uses to pump blood around your body. The force that your heart uses to pump blood around your body. That is what we mean by blood pressure. But the blood pressure normally is measured in millimeters of mercury, which is mmHg, millimeters of mercury. That is the unit of the blood pressure. And it normally is given as two figures. When you put your blood pressure machine on and you take your blood pressure, you see two figures, the top and the bottom. And sometimes some of the blood pressure machine also give you the pulse rate. The top one and the bottom one, which we call them systolic pressure and diastolic pressure. The systolic pressure is the pressure when your heart pushes blood out of the heart. And the diastolic pressure is the pressure when your heart rests between the beats. So for instance, people that are watching us on Facebook, let me just demonstrate this practically. Your heart is squeezing blood. The pressure that is in when the heart squeeze the blood into the different part of the organ, that is what we mean by the pressure within that, which is the systolic pressure. But when the heart is relaxing, the pressure at that time is what we call the diastolic pressure. So the diastolic pressure is the pressure when your heart relaxes or rests between those beats. When it's relaxed, that is what we call the diastolic. When it's contracting, the pressure in there is what we call the systolic pressure. So for example, if your blood pressure is, let's say, 140/90, then it means you have a systolic pressure of 140 millimeters of mercury and a diastolic pressure of 90 millimeters of mercury. So it's very simple as that. What I want people to understand as a general rule, this is very important. The ideal blood pressure is considered to be between 90 to 120 millimeters of mercury over 60 to 80 millimeters of mercury. I repeat, 90 to 120 millimeters of mercury over 60 to 80 millimeters of mercury. High blood pressure is considered to be 140 over 90 millimeters of mercury, or when it is higher than that, then it is considered to be a high blood pressure. The diastolic pressure, normally, if your blood pressure is 140 over 85, then you are within the range. But at the end point of the range, which possibly any little thing can increase your blood pressure, or you can be considered as hypertensive person. Also, there is a low blood pressure, as I mentioned. When you have a low blood pressure, it is considered to be about 90 over 60 millimeters of mercury, or when it is lower. So if your blood pressure is about 90 over 60 millimeters of mercury, which is 90 millimeters of mercury as systolic and 60 millimeters of mercury as diastolic, then of course your blood pressure is low. But one thing is, high blood pressure is often related to unhealthy lifestyle habits, such as maybe either the person is smoking, drinking too much alcohol, or maybe the person is overweight or obese, or maybe the person is not exercising enough. And if your blood pressure is left untreated, one thing is, high blood pressure can increase your risk of developing a number of serious long-term health conditions. And these serious long-term health conditions can either be coronary heart disease and some kidney diseases. Coming back to the low blood pressure is less common, but some medications can cause low blood pressure as a side effect. And it can also be caused by a number of underlying conditions, including heart failure, or maybe when the person is dehydrated. So dehydration, that means there is no water, or there is less water in your body. That can also lead to low blood pressure. So DJ D, I believe as to the question that you asked me, I have been able to say a few words or explain it nicely and slowly for people to understand. I wanted to bring a blood pressure machine so that I can demonstrate it and people can watch us live and see, just in case nobody have seen a blood pressure machine before. Then give it away as a lottery as we are discussing this. But then again, we will still ask the questions, and whoever wins, we will post it to the person. We are only going to ask how many questions, DJ D, at the end of the...
Maybe 2 questions.
Maybe 2 questions. We will ask 2 questions. Whoever get it right, I will post the blood pressure machine directly to you. So that is what I can say about the question you asked me, DJ D.
Thank you very much. Mr. Blood pressure, Mr. Pharmacy they say, or say a force akumano ede muja eko hunam ni nyina mu. Enti said we need to know akoma tembia ni ABT, the heartbeat. Enti ABT no ede ya squeezy na afi a pumpy blood no. Squeezy na pump blood into two-way so they won't sacra to chest is what obete se wakoma no ebo pum 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 enti eno na bruni kasem yebeka se blood pressure no. Minister Prince, thank you very much for joining us and sharing the program. Enti na chese wakoma no pump blood no. Now blood neso no eno na said you ema enipa eye otiasefo because ese blood no eko baby a enti wakoma na ejai adwuma ne ye pe na chese de aka nyina na is finish eno nti no blood pressure no either say ebeye normal ana say ebeye abnormal na abnormal no you mu two types either say ebeye high blood pressure ana say low blood pressure ni nyina so no ewo ensusaso a etimi edeba se ye too low a anhwe ba kofa asem abrew ana eye too high so a anhwe eno so ba kofa asem ayede abrew.
Wonderful.
Enti bibia no ewo se etimi ayede e balance enti ambalance pe ede asem na ayede ebebrew na eno na Mr. Pharmacy eba benya ntobo ase adwudwamu ne na wa kire mu amehu ekwan po a ye befa so I check your blood pressure because emre pi no ye de ye se ba be piska eno ani scanner na ye pesa tembia na de casket ana ekofie obi kra de oye fed up because odi scan be kofie akwa ye be die afi no aye fed up afo si mi wukra ye nsie mi krom we ya asasi bia enchiri funu last week up to this week enipa omawu enye easy na bako kra de na menim se ono a last Saturday Facebook me wane se obi se me kwa ayie enti ready info nyina ya mamo yako me de nipa kra de me monidin on the frame me name ohumi o si name se na ka me nim pass ono a and they kwan bia so next can be ye ni bo ready but unfortunately na menya aware of it until say Monday no after a year no ana eja obi frame me ana no catch me say na abo na mante am say there be mante nti ho na me hu say eye nipa na say me nimo no na eye owo de ya de a se bio ye se ekura nkwa owo kitade a nkwa entimi nya de enje enti yen hwe ye ho so ye mpomudin mu because emre pi no obi kan ye ase yeti baby mienu yeti abrochire te Ghana enti won se wan hwege na wan balance niema afi na eniema eye de eye akoka echi ti ebesre mu pi you for a wood these days now it's unbelievable se credit owo no mehwe bia na 50s 54 52 55 58 nwanwa se credit me who
any friends say Ghana no
I'm going too soon. You know, they are under 30s and they say what a shock. Anna enya Bruce sister and say call to glory. So until they say your friend is you too much. Anna me free say there is something that can be done.
Of course.
Some of these machines, you know, it doesn't really cost that much. You're making a habit. So especially this scale. Yankoto scale, would every morning be a young obsessed, yen for 2 minutes. Now yen share your weight. And Rameno Bicasa, university graduate. I said, no. You need to buy the scale. Same kind of cost to £20, £30. Anna, a bureaucratia, you don't need a battery. Would you say, and now you say technology down Roma. BBI, it's made a sunlight. It's me, you don't need to put battery in a scale. Ujina so 2 minutes, ne read the amount. And he said, oh, wait, in a cost room, and I said something is going wrong, you can see. Blood pressure machine. Also, you know, what would Toby? You know, maybe kind of dialytic and diastolic, you know, all these things. Not at least, you know, what's your baby? Because memma or blood pressure and being so abnormal, not a lead to hypertension. I feel a honor, I feel an eye more special. I feel now because a year ready, me who yanka. Talking about that, Nagana Law School, so Makola, Mr. Kwansa, on so we're free with this week. Ebusian phone ya mamo yako. Blood pressure yeke yinti and you need taking it serious. Because ekumpa, we have to take this very, very serious. and be serious about it. Some people may assume, oh, blood pressure is normal, everyone is going one. Yes, of course, there have to be a blood pressure to survive. But whether it's normal pressure or abnormal pressure, that is where the problem is. If it's abnormal, is it too much? Is it too high? If it's abnormal, is it too low? How do you get a balance? That is the question today. Thank you very much, Mercedes, for joining us. Margaret, Maggie Thatcher, thank you for joining us. Betty Kuranchi, thank you for joining us. We trust that you will share the program with all your loved ones so that they can also benefit from today's program. Minister Prince, Milton Keynes, also thank you for joining us. We also trust that you will share the program with all your loved ones so that they can also benefit from today's program. Now, we have tried to explain blood pressure in the simplest ways or simplest form. Reverend Dr. Doris Opoku, you've also joined us, and I can see that you are sharing the program already. May the Lord Almighty God anoint you and bless you and your household. Thank you for joining us. It's very, very important that we take good care of our health. You know, and blood pressure is something that affects everyone and anyone. Someone may be wondering, we have explained that abnormal blood pressure is blood pressure. The question is, what actually causes our blood pressure to be abnormal? Why do we have blood pressure which are abnormal?
I mean, people usually can have a sudden high blood pressure, just like DJD you said, it can be a white coat syndrome. Your blood pressure, when it's measured by doctors, this is the reason why nowadays the GPs don't wear white coats anymore. They wear normal
Normal dress.
Because people blood pressure, the moment they see the white coat, it goes high. And that's the reason why we call it white coat syndrome. So psychologically, their blood pressure shoot high when they see the white thing. But this particular type of high blood pressure, we call it secondary hypertension. What they do is they tend to appear suddenly and cause higher blood pressure than does maybe a primary hypertension, which as we go along, the primary hypertension will be due to some of the diseases like maybe kidney disease has led to blood pressure, which will go a little bit deep as we go along. But there are various conditions, and as I said, and medication can lead to secondary hypertension, including maybe obstructive sleep apnea. The obstructive sleep apnea, which maybe somebody may ask me what is all this scientific term. What I mean is the obstructive sleep apnea or sleep apnea, what tends to happen is it causes breathing to repeatedly stop and start during the time that you are sleeping. And there are several types of sleep apnea, but most common is obstructive sleep apnea, as I said. And this type of apnea occurs when the throat muscles intermittently relax and then block your airways during your sleep. And usually a noticeable sign of obstructive sleep apnea is snoring. That's when you see someone snoring so bad. That is what we mean by that. But having said that, DJD, various conditions and medication can lead to secondary hypertension, including the obstructive sleep apnea, or maybe sometimes kidney problems. When you have kidney problems, your blood pressure can shoot quickly high, and that's what really happens.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pharmacy. I mean, are you aware about white coat syndrome, where people see doctors and basically their blood pressure start going sky high? Sometimes people find themselves in certain situations which can also make their blood pressure goes up, and even sometimes some food that you eat can also trigger all this stuff. So it's very, very important that as an individual, I think you know what is good for you and what you should do. Because it seems to me, from what Mr. Pharmacy said in relation to the white coat syndrome, it's all down to psychology. You know, as soon as you see the person, it may have psychological impact on you, and as a result, your blood pressure can also go up or escalate. So it's very, very important that normally people will not take just one reading. They will take various types of readings to get the accurate reflection of what is going on in the body. So it's very, very important that we know when to take the blood pressure and also, you know, take that various times to be able to work out exactly what is going through your body.
And you know, funny thing is, sometimes people blood pressure is taken and at the GP surgery, not necessarily that they've got a high blood pressure, but because they are at the GP surgery, their blood pressure shoot high. And this is where we can mistakenly diagnose you as a high blood pressure patient and start giving you medication. Because when you leave, your blood pressure is normal when you are at home. So when we give you medication to bring your blood pressure down, then remember your blood pressure, the normal blood pressure, we are rather decreasing it. So you can see the consequence of what can happen, if you know what I mean. So we are reducing your blood pressure, which we are not supposed to, because you went to your GP and your blood pressure went high. So we are advising people to take a practical relaxation techniques, if possible, when your blood pressure is being monitored or being measured by your general practitioner or a nurse. Just relax. Just relax. Get them that you need to relax for about 5 minutes before they take the pressure. Otherwise, in this country, we pharmaceuticals, we need money. So we will rather give you high blood pressure by
medication.
mouth. Yeah.
Someone did mention this to me in a conversation, which I did find it a bit funny. The person is a nurse, and she said that sometimes they give people 24-hour blood pressure machine monitoring, and people just sit still. They don't even want to move, thinking that if they move, it will make their blood pressure goes up. So they'll rather sit still so that they get normal count. Is there a truth in this? If you sit tight and you don't move?
No. You need to do your daily activities because we need to monitor. We know you'll be moving during the time. I mean, the nurse can look at you and ask you a few questions about what were you doing between these hours. So that will give the nurse or the doctor a clue as to what you did, and it's more likely your blood pressure will go high. So people shouldn't be worried about those things at all. They shouldn't be worried about those things at all. They should never be worried about those things at all.
So technically, moving or not moving, it wouldn't make any difference in terms of the reading.
I mean, no, it will. It will. That's why I said you need to rest, relax before the pressure is taken.
So,
but what you are saying to me is, it will give you a different readings.
So that will be false reading.
That will be false reading.
Okay.
But the nurse will ask you questions. Why is it that? Why? What were you doing around this time to this time? Then they will know that when you are doing something, your blood pressure will go. So they will use that as part of their calculation to measure your blood pressure.
Okay, thank you very much. So in effect, you don't do yourself a favor by using deception to be able to get perhaps accurate reading or to get a favorable reading. Because you're not doing yourself a favor.
No, you're not doing yourself a favor.
Okay, very, very indeed. Thank you very much. Mr. Pharmacy has explained blood pressure and also the causes of blood pressure. So someone is basically experiencing a bit of, say, feeling that something is not right in the body, and perhaps there is an issue about the blood pressure, when is the best time to go and see your GP about this? Is there any point in bothering with your GP at all?
I mean, to be honest, you can even visit pharmacy and we can get your blood pressure checked for you, or you can book an appointment to see your GP that you feel your blood pressure is possibly high, and they will be very, very more happy to check your blood pressure. And if your blood pressure falls somewhere in the pre-hypertensive range, then it may quickly develop into high blood pressure, or maybe when it's 140/90 millimeters of mercury or above. And most doctors now recommend lifestyle changes to lower your blood pressure. And anyone whose reading is above 120 to possibly 80 millimeters of mercury. But what the doctors normally advise is lifestyle changes can help prevent lower high blood pressure. And what they will tell you is to reduce the amount of salt that you eat and have generally healthy diet. Maybe cut back on alcohol if you drink too much. They will advise you to lose weight if you are overweight. They will also advise you to exercise regularly. And if possible, this is very important here, they will advise you to cut down on caffeine. The caffeine drinkers. If you are a caffeine drinker, your blood pressure is more likely to go up. In other words, some people think when you drink coffee, it's only caffeine, but they don't realize even there is more caffeine in tea than coffee. And also, they will ask you to stop smoking if you do smoke, or maybe try to get at least 6 hours sleep a night. And this is what I was saying, something about the sleep apnea. The sleep apnea, where people get disturbances during sleep because maybe they are snoring too much and they get so tired, they can't have a proper sleep. All this can contribute to blood pressure, DJ D.
Thank you very much. Blood pressure, and also, I think the question here is this. I remember someone saying that it's better not to know, especially when it comes to health, because the issue itself or the problem itself will not kill you, but the fear, of the problem that will perhaps lead to your death. People with that mindset, what do you say to them?
I mean, all I will say is just relax, regardless of what. If you have that mindset and you don't look after your body, you see, DJD, what really bothers me is people drive a lot in this country. They take their car to MOT for the car to be tested, so that the car can be a road health worthy. So if even a machine that you sit in, you are more concerned about the machine than your own body, then come on. It sounds a little bit crazy. We've got to start looking after our body as much as we look after our health. I just wish there will be a body MOT, which will be compulsory, that everyone has to do it. But because it's not compulsory, people refuse to go to their GP for medical checkup. Like I said, when you are heading towards 50 years, like we are, trust me, the calls keep coming. Letters keep coming. Come for a blood pressure checks. Me personally, maybe about 11 times text messages have appeared for me to come and do my blood pressure checks. But I do check it all the time at home, so I'm okay. I don't even need to go. But then, if I go and there is a white coat syndrome, trust me, they'll put me on medication. That's a fact. That's what I want people to understand it. You need to relax when you go there. Having said that, it's also important to understand that as we are getting older, our organs are not functioning the same way as we used to, or as it used to function when we were in our 20s. And therefore, we need to take medication to support how the organs function. So please, if you are listening to my voice now and you've got high blood pressure, that's not the end. It's cool. You can be on the medication, and lifestyle changes can also help. But one of the things that people really find it difficult and complain is that some of the medication that they put on them, their blood pressure, it's got a side effect, which is erectile dysfunction. And that is the reason why a lot of people don't want to go and even see their GP or be on medication. But of course, it doesn't happen to everyone. I will encourage you. There are so many different types of blood pressure medication, which I will simply mention a few as we go along. But believe me or not, it is okay. You are not alone. We are here to support you. So if you are suffering from blood pressure, please, you are not alone. We are here to help you.
You are not alone. Intino say also for free blood pressure. That's a free say going to the GP is going to affect your libido. That just say say enya won kwana e affect you. There are other types of medications that it may help you without the need for you to suffer, and therefore it's very, very important. Say when we feel that we need to go and see the doctors, we make immediate appointment and go and see the doctors. The question is, you did talk about, relax, when you go and see your GPs, relax when it comes to blood pressure. The question is, how can someone relax? How can someone lower their blood pressure immediately? And if so, what is the best drink or food for high blood pressure?
Okay. I mean, one of the things people can do is to walk and exercise regularly. Because exercise is one of the best things that you can do to lower your high blood pressure. So exercise, that's number one. And reduce your sodium intake. Your sodium intake, salt. Salt intake is high around the world, so reduce your sodium intake. Drink less alcohol. Just think about the government recommendation of alcohol and follow the guidelines. You drink less alcohol. You eat more potassium rich foods. You eat more potassium rich food. Then you cut back on caffeine. You cut back on caffeine. You should learn to manage stress. Learn how to manage stress. That really bring down your blood pressure. And eat chocolates or cocoa. Eat dark chocolates. The chocolate that you need to eat is dark chocolates. That will also bring your blood pressure down. Eat dark chocolates or cocoa. And finally, lose weight. Lose weight. But with regards to DJ D question of the type of food or drinks that will bring our blood pressure down, there are certain drinks. For instance, healthy teas, soups and juices, hibiscus tea. There was information that was passed to us in 2010 And according to the 2010 study in the Journal of Nutrition, in 2010, the Journal of Nutrition, what they said was drinking hibiscus tea greatly reduces our blood pressure. Drinking hibiscus tea greatly reduces our blood pressure in those individuals whose blood pressure is slightly elevated. So people who often drink like green tea, Halton berry tea, olive leaf tea, beef root juice, celery juice, pineapple juice, they all tend to have a lower blood pressure. They all tend to have a lower blood pressure. So if your blood pressure is too high and you drink any of this tea or any of these juices, believe me, it will bring your blood pressure down. Another thing I have also discovered in Ghanaian way that they say it reduces blood pressure is prekese. Prekese. When you put prekese or you boil prekese and you drink the water on prekese, that also brings your blood pressure down. I read it, and I've read it. People have also experienced it, and people have come and testify that it brought their blood pressure down. And I thought I will share this with our listeners. People who are prekese eaters, your blood pressure is also more likely to go down. Now, another thing I would like to say, or one of the things somebody have just tested me to ask, is for me to tell them more about high blood pressure, which is the hypertension, because they have just tuned in. But I will quickly summarize this for you to understand. What I said was high blood pressure or hypertension, they are really noticeable. It's so difficult to know whether you have a blood pressure, high blood pressure or not, because you don't see the symptoms. Very difficult to see the symptoms. That is why we call it silent killer. But what I said was, if you leave it untreated, then of course it will increase your risk of serious problems. Either you can have a heart attack or you can even have a stroke. Even in United Kingdom that we live in this country, there are more than 1 in 4 adults in the UK here that have high blood pressure, although many won't realize it at all. So when you pick about 4 people, I'm telling you, I can guarantee that one of them is got blood pressure. It can be 2, it can even be 3, or even all the 4 will have a high blood pressure. So in the United Kingdom, the statistics show that people with high blood pressure is 1 in 4, at least 1 in 4 people. But many of them don't realize that they have a high blood pressure. And the only way to find out if your blood pressure is high is to have your blood pressure checked. Get your blood pressure checked. If you get your blood pressure checked, then you will have no problem at all. Another question somebody has also want to know, or somebody have just asked me, is how do you measure your blood pressure? That's what I said. I should have possibly brought the machine and demonstrate it so that people can watch me live on YouTube or the platform that people are watching us from. They could watch me whilst I do the demonstration, but I will explain it a little bit. The only way of knowing whether you have a high blood pressure is to have a blood pressure machine and get it checked, or pressure test. All adults over 40 are advised to have their blood pressure checked at least every 5 years. I advise people get it checked every year. Are we asking too much? Get your blood pressure checked every 5 years or every year? No, because you take your car to MOT every year. So why don't you take your body to MOT and get it checked? You can get your blood pressure tested in a number of places. In a number of places, including maybe at your GP surgery, at some pharmacies, as part of your NHS health check, in some workplaces. You can also check your blood pressure yourself with a home blood pressure monitor. That is the one that I said I was meant to bring that one in, but I forgot. But we will ask the questions. Whoever wins, we will give it to them for free. There are a few people like Mami Merimoatma and Mami Swenchikasa have won this blood pressure machine previously, and other people. So please take note of that. What I said also was blood pressure is recorded with two numbers. The systolic pressure, which is the higher number, is the force at which the heart pumps blood around your body. And also the diastolic pressure, which is the lower number, is the resistance to the blood flow in your blood vessels. They are both measured in millimeters of mercury. And I also said, as a general guide, high blood pressure is considered to be 140 over 90 millimeters of mercury or higher. When you have these readings, that means you have a high blood pressure. But the ideal blood pressure is considered to be between 90 to 120 divided by 60 to 180 millimeters of mercury. That is the ideal. Low blood pressure is considered to be 90 over 60 millimeters of mercury or lower. Please keep to these figures because I'm going to ask you questions about them. So anybody that is listening to our voice, when the time comes, we will ask you these questions, and I believe you will get them right. Mami Meribwatma, make sure you take a note because we're going to ask you these questions. I know you're a regular caller. This program is one of your favorite programs, and you will enjoy it at the end of the day. A blood pressure between 120 to 140 and 80 to 90 millimeters of mercury could mean you are at risk of developing a high blood pressure if you don't take steps to keep your blood pressure under control. So that is what I can say for now. There is also another question that somebody was asking, that if the blood pressure is there, and the question this person wanted to know that what are the risks of high blood pressure. That's the question this person wanted to know. What are the risks of high blood pressure? And it's very interesting. If your blood pressure is high, then of course there are risks involved. If your blood pressure is too high, what it does, it put extra strain on your blood vessels and your heart and other organs such as the brain, the kidney, and the eyes. And the persistent high blood pressure can even increase your risk of a number of serious and potentially life-threatening conditions, such as maybe heart disease, heart attacks, strokes, heart failure, peripheral arterial disease, aortic aneurysms, kidney diseases, and vascular dementia. And vascular dementia, I think I've spoken about dementia on the radio before. And dementia is becoming so common now, DJD. So these are the risks that someone can experience if their blood pressure is not being controlled. So these are some of the things that people usually have asked me. So if you have a high blood pressure, reducing it even a small amount can help you to lower your risk of these conditions. So if the blood pressure is not done, then you stand the chance of taking these risks that are involved, DJD.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. We just have, I would say, a question on Facebook from Nana Hema Sapon. Please, the food that contains potassium, what will be the impact? Food that contains potassium. I haven't got a clue what this is about.
Yeah. If it will help to reduce your blood pressure.
So potassium.
Yes, potassium containing food are very good.
Are you able to give us examples? Because I haven't got a clue what potassium is.
Potassium is an element. It's a you know, you've got elements like sodium. Okay, let's say sodium. You know what sodium is?
So sodium, don't say
salt.
Salt.
Good. So let's say the opposite. If you eat, you know, when you buy food from supermarket, it lists the content of the ingredients in the food.
That's right.
It will tell you salt, it contains this, potassium, it contains this. So those food that have high potassium content help to reduce blood pressure.
Okay.
That's the simple matter.
And Ceciano, Yanfani say, I have high blood pressure. I want to be able to eat potassium food in order to perhaps help me to control it a bit. What are the examples I be containing potassium food examples? My idea kakra.
Okay, there are certain foods that are listed in the supermarket. I don't have them on top of my head.
Okay.
I wouldn't have them on top of my head. But what I'm saying is, when you go to supermarket and you are buying food and you look at the labels and it contains potassium or high content of potassium, then it is good for you because it will help you to reduce
to lower the blood pressure.
To lower your blood pressure. That's what I mean. But as to
the type of food,
of food, I need to look at.
Okay. My mama example. So be my examples for her. Obi say banana.
Yeah, banana is a potassium. Yeah.
SPB the cantaloupe. Hey, asemo.
I know banana is one of them, but there are a few commonly food that contain a high content of potassium. I don't have it on top of my head.
My examples in the banana, cantaloupe, dried fruit, prunes,
yes,
spinach, broccoli, potatoes, sweet potatoes, mushrooms, peas. Oh, the Jamaican is a cucumber, and also
you see, I like the contribution of people, what they are doing. It's really, really encouraging when people, like I said, I don't know it all, but if you know it, you can't remember everything on top of your head. And when people contribute, it's so exciting.
Yeah, it's very good, very good. Mame Gansa say banana is a yeah, I say banana, yes, cucumber. Also listening there, but Sahana, yeah, no. Thank you very much for all your contributions. Inti banana there once a day we cry now kaba kuma na just why you free. Banana so I'm pedi green ni bi why the break on na the answer in December. Inti and so ye shedding so na ye hweli. And then you can blood pressure ho asem blood pressure idea. Unfortunately, it's a silent killer. It's killing people. I've seen people in a very, very desperate situation because they were unable to check up on their blood pressure. And I came across a case that someone even said that it can cause a stroke. I don't know how true it is.
Of course.
The person had low blood pressure and it led to, so many complications. So it's very, very important that we are able to, if you like, have a bit of awareness. You see, awareness is very, very important. People are dying like flies. It's unbelievable.
I mean, DJD, it's a very simple mathematical thing. Do you know when there's a pressure or a pipe and the pressure in the pipe is so big?
When it's too much, it will burst.
It will burst indeed.
And if it's too low, the water doesn't flow.
Water doesn't flow. Yeah. And you need the blood to circulate to the part of the organs.
And all your body.
And all your body. So that your body can function.
Yeah.
So if the blood is not pushing to your
where
brain,
it's supposed to go.
Or where it's supposed to go, what will be the same? The consequence?
It's a problem.
It's a problem.
See? So the blood pressure, I think, say from now, it will be a blood pressure machine be seen if very, very important. And cost to a yibia.
It's not that expensive. You can get it.
It costs £20. I mean, if you really think about it,
it's between £20 to £50.
That is about,
depending on the brand.
That is about 140 of plane ticket. Ubika Ediakwa Ghana Koya Yesemasaba. So it's a very, very important. Ese ubeye obetosa blood pressure machine be because you turn it there a young Crawford there. We catch you so in Niska. And so onyane paper the first time me kwa Ghana. And so any blood pressure machine that if afi onhwe didie mu ye onhwe ne ho so ye. Okwa Ghana obeba na oba be yare. Afosi meyifo. Eso didie na wanhwe ni ye. Enti emre na ana ye the praises ema meyifo for doing nothing. Yeah, ankasa na yem take the right steps. Na yen hwe didie mu ye. Ene ye hu ya pomu die mu ye. Say yes ana o ma be ye ne kwan ema ne meye wo. Enti blood pressure machine from an echo. Obi ankotobi entoni fie any scale. O sori anopa bia we wo ho. Se wait obi ema ye behwe, e beka ho asem. Se enkoyi a mema mmeka nkyerɛw. Wankasa ye hu bibi. Because ojo chop boss a ade nipa beka ne se uwu odi eja hwan ni o. Ye ne ubeko. Ewiase ya mane dakoro ebi beko eje bi. Because dede ebeye nyina you could do cemetery ebeja ho. That one is a fact of life. Me no beko. Inye drew up and say I casket no when it's being lowered. Everyone is going to leave you there. So entity see what you say no, you can do something about this. And the challenge is what is it that you need to do about this? And therefore it's very, very important that we advise ourselves so that we can give ourselves a better chance and a long life in this world that we live in. And best blood pressure machine, Mr. Pharmacy, I can be one say after that we will have 1 or 2 questions be. Say ultimate HR we will post it to you. Last year, I mean independent be FRA every name. Emma ye post to come omo saka omo check omo blood pressure all the time. Until memma sa niema we ni se didi agro kra. Because it's me kotoka every year, SAE insurance, SAE MOT. We are prepared to do it. We are happy to do it. But when it comes to what matters more, that is our health being we don't do it. For me, a bit out of order.
I mean, the greatest thing me personally, I can never do is to share the knowledge I've acquired at university to the people. So my work, I enjoy my work so much, I don't feel like I'm even working. The passion I have for my work and the people that I'm able to put a smile in their face on a daily basis make my day. So please, let's take good care of ourselves. I will be so much glad if somebody listening to my voice will say, radio pharmacist Inti Masisa. I'll be more, not telling me, but telling yourself.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, I mean, you've covered a lot about blood pressure today.
Yeah.
And for the time that we have. Just wondering if you could perhaps, because for me, I think lifestyle is very, very, very important. Lifestyle. Because we live in an environment that, if you like, we are controlled by money. We are influenced by money. We breathe money, we think money 24/7. It's like competition. Everyone is just trying to get money.
Absolutely.
And we are blinded by money. Someone will say, then there's nothing called society. It's all about what I can get. What can we do in this particular, environment, this Western lifestyle, and the life that we lead, pressure everywhere. What is it that we can do, to be able to control our blood pressure? Because I know someone, and the person said, to be honest, when a phone call comes from Ghana, he does not pick. And I asked him why. Maybe it may be important. I said, David, as soon as you get the phone call, your blood pressure goes up. And the way sometimes things are exaggerated, as if someone is dying. When you are bold enough not to send any money, everything goes calm. As soon as you send it, then another thing, and another thing, into constant pressure. So he has decided that within the next 2 years, he's not picking up a phone call from Ghana. He needs to think about himself. Someone may say this is a very extreme approach. And I believe that some people are listening, and they're probably contemplating the same thing. Is there a general advice that you can give us, generally, in relation to lifestyle? What is it that we need to do? Exercising, maybe a technique in maybe receiving telephone calls, and maybe relaxing and try to taking things into context. Because, for example, if you call me from Ghana and you tell me that you need money to pay your daughter's school fees or your son's school fees, that doesn't mean my blood pressure have to go up. I think it's how you receive it and how maybe you manage the conversation that will make a lot of difference. I mean, this is not about science per se, but I know a lot of people are listening to us. Maybe they also have a bit of experience about life that they can also ring in and tell us how they deal with this. Because some people, maybe some will say they are soft. As soon as they hear any sob story, they just give money. And it's not good for them either. But maybe you have had this experience, you know how to deal with such situations. If you could call us and basically maybe give us a bit of knowledge about this and how to deal with these sort of pressures, it will be very, very, very appreciated.
Okay.
So Mr. Famesi, over to you.
Okay, thank you very much. But before I even answer your question, I want people to know that some of the reason why people get this blood pressure, or maybe the causes of this blood pressure, it's not always clear what causes the high blood pressure. But there are certain things that people do and that can increase their risk of blood pressure. As you said, you receive a telephone call and your blood pressure quickly shoot up. But one of the things I want people to be aware is you are at an increased risk of high blood pressure if you are over the age of 65 years, or because your organs will not be functioning the way it's meant to be functioning. So you are more likely to get a blood pressure when you are at that age. Or if you are overweight or obese, or if you are from African descent or Caribbean descent, then of course you are more likely to have a high blood pressure. Or if you have a relative with a high blood pressure, or if you eat too much salt and don't eat enough fruits and vegetables, or if you don't do enough exercises, or possibly if you drink too much alcohol or coffee or other caffeine based drinks, or if you smoke, or if you possibly don't get much sleep or have disturbed sleep, as I said earlier on. So making a healthy lifestyle changes can help to reduce your chances of getting high blood pressure, and that can help to lower your blood pressure if it is already high. By coming back to the question that you asked me, DJ D, as to some of the things people can do or their lifestyle changes that one can do to possibly bring their blood pressure down. What I will advise people today is take the following steps, and these following steps changes can help to prevent your high blood pressure or lower your high blood pressure. The only thing I will say is reduce the amount of salt that you eat and have a generally healthy diet. Very important. That's number one. You cut back on alcohol if you are drinking too much. That's also number two advice I will tell people. Number three is to lose weight if you are overweight. That's why I was talking about the BMI. Exercise regularly and cut down on caffeine. Stop smoking. Try to get at least, and you listen to me very carefully, at least 6 hours of sleep a night. 6 hours sleep at night. That will help to bring your blood pressure down. If you are not sleeping or you cannot sleep, believe me, your blood pressure will always be high. So please bear this one in mind. These are the lifestyle changes that we can all do to bring our blood pressure down. Lifestyle changes that we can all do to bring our blood pressure down. It's very, very important. So these are the lifestyle changes we can all do to bring our blood pressure down. If you're a smoker, please give up smoking if you can. Cut down on caffeine drinking. Do exercise. Lose weight if you are overweight. So these are some of the, and try and sleep at least 6 hours a night. So these are the lifestyle things that people can do to bring their blood pressure down. And if possible, don't be stressed. Don't get stressed over certain things. Try and relax. Otherwise, you are putting yourself at risk, and you may end up going to putting your posters on the wall. Gone too soon. What a shock.
This 2019, in Jesus' name, we will not be gone too soon. And we will simply not be what a shock. But instead, we will get to that call to glory stage. Those over 70s. Thank you very much, Mr. Charles Kerry for joining us. Erika Kusi for joining us. Nana Hima Sapon has come with one question again. It's a very, very educative program. Can someone with blood pressure work on night shift? Is it advisable?
Oh, of course it is advisable. If you work on night shift, it's not a big deal at all, madam. If you are working on a night shift, don't be worried. If you have a blood pressure and you are on medication, just continue to take your medication and carry on with your night shift. No problem at all. All that I'm saying, your day become your night and your night become your day. During the daytime, make sure you sleep at least 6 hours because it's your night. Does it make sense, DJ D?
Yes.
As simple as that. It's as simple as that.
Thank you very much. Basically, we thank you very, very much for this question and also the answers. I believe that a lot of people have tuned in and they work night, and sometimes, you know, you have all this speculation going around. You know, like I said, within the community, everyone is also a pharmacy and doctor. They will tell you their opinion and what they think is a cause of one thing or the other. So it's very, very important that this question was put to you and for you to offer this explanation. Our day is your night, our night is your day. So all that you have to do is just to switch it around and work around it, and you will be fine. It's just that you have to be very, very careful with salt. You know, the food that we eat, a lot of people eat too much salt. It's unbelievable. You know, we have to be very, very careful about our salt intake, because salt is good, but at the same time, it's very, very, very bad. I remember someone told me that, you know, if at all it's, you know, possible, do not even bother to put salt in your food, because the ingredient that you use to cook the food is made of salt, too much of it already. You know, so it's very, very important that we are conscious of this, because, you know, when you eat too much salt, you know the repercussions, and especially our children. Not only adults, we also have to be very, very careful about the salt intake for our children. They go to these fast food shops, and the way they put the salt on the chips, sometimes it scares me. They just take it like that and they just put it in. And when you are eating it, you say, yummy, sweet. My friend, it's very, very serious stuff we need to be very, very careful about. Mr. Pharmacy has said a lot about blood pressure today. You know, and also the lifestyle, what we can do to bring our blood pressure down and also to a reasonable level, so that it doesn't lead to complications. One is asking whether people take medications for blood pressure.
Yeah, I mean, some people with high blood pressure may also need to take one or more medicines to stop their blood pressure getting too high. And these usually need to be taken maybe once a day. And common blood pressure medication that people take, there is a term that I will use. Maybe it's too scientific, but maybe some doctors will be listening to me, so I will mention. But don't be too worried about not knowing. There is a drug that we call ACE inhibitors. ACE is angiotensin converting enzyme. ACE inhibitors. Forget about these terminologies because you won't understand it. These ACE inhibitors can either be enalapril, lisinopril, perindopril, or ramipril. These are the very, very simple prescription medication that we dispense on a daily basis or is written by patients to control their blood pressure. Enalapril, lisinopril, perindopril, and ramipril, they are ACE inhibitors. There is also another group of drugs called angiotensin II receptor blockers. Angiotensin II receptor blockers. Don't worry if you don't know them. And this can either be the candesartan, the ebisartan, the losartan, or the valsartan. These are all the tantan groups and all the pril groups. So these are that is the way we learn. DJD, you get what I'm saying? This is the way we learn the drugs.
The grouping.
The grouping is the way we learn the drugs. So some of the drugs, by listening to the last three letters, you will know which group they belong, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
The tantan group and the pril group. And another group that we have is the calcium channel blockers. Calcium channel blockers. They are the amlodipine, the philodipine, the nifedipine, the diltiazem, and the verapamil. So all the pimping group, amlodipine, philodipine, and nifedipine, these are the drugs that are very common, commonly prescribed, which is the calcium channel blockers. And we do have diuretics. The diuretics can be either indapamide or bendroflumethiazide. Indapamide or bendroflumethiazide. Normally, when I pronounce these names, people think, What a big word. How can you pronounce it so easily like that? But with experience, you will know. And we do have alpha blockers as well. The alpha blockers can be either doxazosin or renin inhibitors, such as maybe alisquirine. They are not that one is not commonly prescribed at all. But there are other diuretics, such as the amiloride or spironolactone. These are all drugs that are used to control blood pressure. So if we are giving you any of these drugs and you think it's giving you a side effect, believe me, speak to your GP, we will change it. And some of the drugs, when you give it to someone, it doesn't bring their blood pressure down at all. So we then have to change it, because the blood pressure can be caused by so many things. And if we don't know what is causing your blood pressure, then what do we then do? If someone has got kidney disease and you know the blood pressure is caused by the kidney disease, then we know the target area that we have to target to bring the blood pressure down. But mostly it's a try and error that we do to bring the blood pressure down. That's the most important thing. Otherwise, the person will die so soon. So the medication recommended for you will depend on things like how high your blood pressure is and your age as well. That will depend. So that is it, GD.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you very much. Mr. Pharmacy, yesterday, the nipa beya na waye yeneno na sisia waka medication wasem about blood pressure. It's important so we know where to target, because if there are issues and you don't bring it up, the doctors will not be able to help you. And even they try to help you, they will not be able to hit their target. So it's very, very important that we know what is actually causing the blood pressure. I think the most important area, I think one of the best important areas that we also need to look at is the BMI. A lot of people are so confused with this BMI issue. I did ask someone, do you know your height? And the person said no. I was a bit like, oh, okay, you're going to have to work it out, one way or the other. You need to get a measure, tape measure, and probably measure yourself so that you know exactly how much your height is, because it will be strange that if you are a certain age and you still have no idea about BMI, height and weight and that kind of stuff, you get to a place you are asked questions and you don't know the answer. It makes you feel a bit embarrassed, but I think it's important that if there is a way of getting to know, then this is the time and this is the way of this is the place to learn it, so that when you visit your GPs and all that embarrassment can be avoided. So Mr. Pharmacy, BMI, if you can give us a little bit of tuition on this, and after that we can then activate the telephone lines and take phone calls.
Okay, let me try and talk for about let's say about 10 minutes briefly and summarize what I mean by the BMI. The BMI is called body mass index. BMI. First of all, let me talk about somebody who is underweight, because being underweight could be a sign that maybe you are not eating enough or you may be ill. And we do have people who also have a healthy weight. Their weight is perfect. When you take their BMI, they are within the range. And keep up the good work if you can, please. And sometimes people can be overweight. But all this, the best way to lose weight if you are overweight is through a combination of diet and exercise. And we use the BMI calculator to measure the personal calorie allowance to help you to achieve a healthy weight safely. Also, sometimes people are obese, and when you are obese, even it can affect your medication that you take. So all we want is to try and bring people BMI to the recommended weight that we need. Of course, people also sometimes come up with an argument that black people tend to have a high BMI. all because we have our muscle mass is very strong, and therefore it doesn't mean it's a fat. We may be heavy in weight, but it does not necessarily mean we are fat. That's also arguable, or is there for a debate as well. But the Black, Asian, and other minority ethnic groups, these people or these groups tend to be very careful, or we tend to have or take the risk of having type 2 diabetes and other chronic conditions. So we need to be very, very careful and make sure our BMI is within the range, because whilst we ensure the BMI is not over 30, then of course we are really, really lucky as Black people. Let's try and maintain our body mass in this. One thing I will say is the adults BMI 23 or more are at increased risk, or 27.5 or more, you are at a higher risk for those complications. So that is one of the things that I want people to know, or people have to really bear in mind. These adults with there are adults with a BMI which is 23 or more. Like I said, they will be at a increased risk or higher risk of cardiovascular complication. At times we use waist also to measure our BMI, and measuring your waist is a good way to check you are not carrying too much fat around your stomach, which can also raise your risk of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and even stroke. So to measure your waist, what I will advise you to do is to find the bottom of your ribs and the top of your hips. As DJ D was saying, wrap a tape measure around your waist midway between these points. Then please breathe out naturally before even taking the measurement. Regardless of your height or BMI, you should try to lose weight if your waist is maybe 37 inches or more for men, 31.5 inches or more for women. And if you are at a very high risk, and the best thing to do is to contact your GP if your waist is about 40 inches or more for men, or maybe 34 inches or more for women. It's very, very important. But for children and young people aged between 2 and 18, the BMI calculator takes into account the age, the gender, as well as the height and the weight. Because overweight children, they are thought to be at increased risk of a variety of health conditions, and they are also more likely to be overweight as adults. So we need to be or bear this in mind. Underweight on the second centile or below, healthy weight between the second and 91st centile, overweight 91 stone centile or above, then obese 98 centile or above. So we really, really need to do or be very, very conscious about our weight. I think when last week we were discussing about how we can measure our BMI, And DJ D and I mentioned that the best thing to do is to do your weight in kilograms. Once you do your weight in kilogram, you take a measurement of your height in meters. Let's say if you have a tape and you, DJ D, what would be the best thing for someone to measure themselves? I think it's very simple. Or what would you do to measure yourself? If you can say it for people to just do that. People can do the way because you've got a scale. By your height, how do you measure your height?
I mean, you just get measuring tape and just do it that way. You know, I mean, most people have tapes even in their houses that they don't even think that they can use it to measure their height. You know, so just get a measuring tape. It doesn't cost like £2 for.
So you, as you are sitting here, if you want to measure yourself, how are you going to do it? Maybe we possibly have to go practical here.
I mean, you know, different people may use different methods, but I think, you know, the simplest way is to buy the tape. You buy the measuring tape and you do it. Alternative is that, you know, I think that's the only the best way.
So how are you going to measure yourself then?
Oh, you can get someone to do it for you. You buy the tape, you just start from your toe to your head, and then that's it.
Or what you can do is just stand by the wall. Stand by the wall and put your hand on top of your head and do the measurement. Measure. If you measure, you come out, you put a line there. So that is your height.
And you still have to use the tape.
And use the tape to measure that height. It's as simple as that. So when you measure it in meters, then you divide your kilogram weight by that measurement. And the answer you get, you divide it again by that measurement that you measured. I think you came up with this simple calculation, which I find it very, very interesting and very simple for people to understand. So that will give you your BMI. So if your BMI doesn't go above 24.5, trust me, it is okay. It is really, really, really okay. But although we say it should be between 19.5 to 24.5, your BMI, even if it's gone slightly above 24.5, you are still within the range, if you know what I mean. But one thing is, very muscular adults and athletes may be classed overweight or obese, as I said earlier on, even though their body fat is low. Adults who lose muscles as they get older, they may fall into the healthy weight range, even though they may be carrying excess fat. And even pregnancy will also affect a woman's BMI results. So your results BMI will go up as your weight increases. So as part, maybe apart from this limitation, the BMI is relatively straightforward and convenient way of assessing someone's weight. Sometimes people may have eating disorders. That's they possibly, if you have an eating disorder, then of course the BMI calculator results don't apply. Please go further advice or go and seek medical advice. It's very, very important. So DJ D, that's what I can say simply or briefly, because of time's sake, about our body mass index. And I believe once we open the line, people can call in and then contribute or teach us. We are here to learn. But don't forget, whoever call in first maybe stands the chance of getting the what did I say? The chance of getting the blood pressure machine. Yeah, the blood pressure machine. So let's leave the line open.
Thank you very much. We are now going to activate the telephone lines. If you call in, we may ask 1 or 2 questions, and you can then win the blood pressure machine. This will be posted to you. you stand a chance of winning this. It's very, very important that you are able to participate in that because it's free. You don't have to pay for it. Nyadia ubitriaka, and who be here say also so no overtry or lack. Say need the year cano yenya upi the album so we really see or say do unto others or us to all others to do unto you.
Sana yamunia, be one Sana yamunia, Boyaka, and you were often here raising brand new. Say a brand new was a brand new one in a new letters in one town. Enjoy all be music, Hey, Judge Papa Maunia. Hey, Sana yamunia. Oh! Hey! I will shake my bum bum, but it can't be possible. Do unto others, others do unto you. Yeah, my friend. Sana yamonia. Yeah, my Sana yamonia.
And you wait here, Uti cries. A very good song. And also with me at Yoko Facebook, YouTube, baby, and you manage baby, Ghana, dear, just say the song of the year, for a day, a baby Juma, and I saw the Beji or Menino. And to so to London, and I said, oh, I butcher fanning now swapping you to be at Yoko Facebook, is there OP6 Sana tracking the day. Or say do unto others as you like others to do unto you. Sana etie. Momo free in number to me as a free beam number no a 0203 0028482. That is our landline. Sasuna opese ufribisi your friend is saying WhatsApp so the same number no we started from +44 20 300 28482. More share from Facebook and YouTube and the mobile number now a good screen so and the number be free BM so free every outside the United Kingdom 0044 203 002 8482. Sana and not a tier outside the United Kingdom. Se offer is every America and Canada. Momo number no a year +131 223 895 10. This is America and Canada. Bosomo number with me idea afre ababe season. Entina say opese ubisa question biana also oye de ubetimi idea afre na emese ebimo afre dada omo entimi anye de enyina so enti besrepi say ofre na gentimi amfa ubetimi asai idea afre biem na emese ya semo obi send me text bi na say me attend to and so na a distracting me kakra entina yenko na yenhyase emfa telephone calls no. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Pacho din de send akase free.
Pacho me de mama me Boatma me kase free Dawson.
Mama Boatma from Dawson. Me say was so free last week have a very good contribution pa na me kase asri same way say na was started with question. Wosi go oti de onfa ni agoro anopa oti na wadi papa bi ne ne yere etie program yi ana ma me ya se oye oti amani kunu afa ni kunu say oti de e tro do nti onpe osi oti e tro ana ne yere say na oti e tro enso di nkuruma osi nkuruma de different enti me who difference e wo ade e tro bi e tro.
The difference a woman said, my grandchildren said, so I can't among time. Me the fresh milk in woman, I'm just a macro.
So
I mean, anytime I'm the baker.
Are there fresh milk in a man in yet?
Daddy,
sir,
Daddy, or can't study a gun, I can't pampano. But me me yan me the fresh milk ni kuman. Na me the share macro be 5-10 minutes bi.
Sound.
Ai na me di. Eno ano no.
Any otie. So fi say
Ai da dia. En ko kan sem pam fancy so nutriment ni na be ko.
Sound. Any
Who is time?
Any otie a udu oat na the milk. Yes what the milk na fra na the share macro.
Fresh milk, enya tin milk, fresh milk.
Certain milk is na do. Oh.
I don't think
Fresh milk.
fresh milk na yem pa
So, okay, it's fresh milk.
1.10 Sainsbury's ni Tesco ko a obenya bi. Galo kakra wutimi no.
Okay, and any fresh milk na dia fra oat no. We na fe say many asase ya aka so me didi apoto you.
Aye. And the program no ma ya de pa nya me nhira mo. Na pay mesa de asem foforo aba. Boss lady ba. Ne happy birthday. The movie a mo wish happy birthday. Nyankopon e ma no kwantenten ene nyansa ene ahoden because enye nipa nyina na sabio me nim akola na age de wa be wo okrom ha abrante kama we afe abeto ni mfio ni amisha boss lady se wuti ha me nim se wa anka but me hu no kukuo na radio pharmacies and I paid here why you program the power why are dear papa blood pressure a problem. Ma me 26 years this is diabetes na and you know a problem bia e koso but said you see mention be bia me da wo mention e ba na enchine because enchine before on be kwa ko hu se enchine wo Johnson no wo Johnson gallon ade mat se de wo gallon no now de gum the next day now the kono ma ko test ya wo hu se enchine e wo where now obi wo ha was be ninchine na so magi sauce no magi kib na Ghana for ye use no me serebo and na mo ko test ko ni Sainsbury ni Morris ya no mo tombi o mo yi Africanta because it's a problem. What's my use but my use Maggi sauce. And no, you see, pharmacists more you be a more testing, more container, a more sorter than and I'm now pharmacists for the woman consultant and a year. But I advise some or be a war blood pressure. It's very good, sir. So Dr. Bit me a refer work on my consultant. And no dear, me feel say you are monitor all the time. But say who could GP in hona or show or try drone ma but a drone our day ma no. Said the pharmacist kind be an drone and then one J. Now could you be but who call hospital now? The hospital people work with the pharmacist, you know. Into woman that translate no man share no more who say a draw way. May a draw boss in a pharmacist, a drone may Fabio. A model in Medra me father mean to be pronounced you know. A SEVIKAR. Sedican as to be visa. So now milligrams on so 40, 10, and 25. Into almost a 3 combined medicine together. Meaning says I drew you know. Because pharmacists be a mekobi and me san can just woman a surprise liver at the brain require delivery of fee. Into sometimes they don't be what I'm some from my out of
Be a special drug.
Okay. And she said though once a day
for special people like you.
Yes. Into once a day and if na said you will see children pekasano no so bia na edura eje no me pekasano ma try 1 week I measure my blood pressure na me hu say e ma no kosoro because pekasano no ma e chire ye me e dokodoko enti enjeme
angel enti therefore you stick to your drugs.
Yes enti me draw way na me dey me no
and don't be cruel her blood pressure medication.
But
enjoy.
Yes. And you know, steady me. Mama could down 24 hours. Steady me. And the heart racing, the blood pressure machine, I the free and any who says I drew away and a Jimmy.
Also, you should 24 monitoring blood pressure machine.
Pastor, me tell you soon very often.
Any ubet me on DJD answer no.
The point is a ube free. you carry on your daily routine. And supra daily routine, you do it. Bibia, you carry on. But with the bar, sometimes you need to relax. Kakra, and you need too much, you relax. But a pompewa, one kasa who say, pa. Into a pompewa na ajo. Say pompewa na unjale. Won't have bath, won't have nothing. Because at the end of the year, and I just reading, you know, and I won't tracing is there where you for some time. Because the program through our computer and the other I bought no one so about bell to be an answer scared to be out there. Now, when Sanos or the Achichero into an apano sorry and your mouth 8 o'clock in the we are 1 o'clock and a pan also between 9 o'clock. No, you just who can't wait, you know, the amount no other now. And they will contact you, say, this is the problem, this is the problem. Normally, diagrams, so as a quizzes as visa near the actual. And you know, said you see, Cano. A problem be a cosopa will be, but to be very serious, media very serious. You will be sure they can do operation on this, but you cannot pay it. As the California, I see Umuba, but if you now for forward now, I think say and monitor yourself, and you'll be very good. And I said, Roy, I mentioned she will mean the grapes because some the grapes in the air. Into me grapes, the bahadrin, into me grapes. And I think that you mentioned it's about beetroot and some more running beer than somebody fruit here. And beetroot, and so if you eat some, so very good. And when you choose, so I was since being in school. And also told me now, no more. I'm a first sebebua now, kate, corned beef, and canned things, canned tomatoes now. And then Mr. Bebua now, she said no man, so I'll call shops now. Salt warm, less salt, food, bread, less salt, this, less salt. And the same similar like I think the diabetes routine. And in a crowd, make a shitty phone and say, I'm more Diana and try, because doctors name one or more. You can't control your blood pressure. And most of my blood pressure machine is very, very good. So, here. First time now, I call you know, maybe. Because your doctor say, in fact, Miniska. I know, see, then take it. No, the man, and I'm also one blame second one. My who's about when I old. To me, you soon need one. You measure it for 3 times a day, 3 times in a row. We try about 10, 5 minutes, and must measure the second, the third. To me, the far, no almost no, they put it in your file, and they just continue to monitor because I think, sir, does give the pharmacist and the consultant to monitor how people blood pressure goes and keep the history as well. That's a power. That's a power.
On the what we need been 2% question.
And I'm doing saying quite because at the end of the day, no, a open a fairness saying forum. Obi obe free be busa. Okay. Obi oha on the offer. Obi also be take a chance. But in life, so you have to be in it to win it. Okay. And you know, Mammy bought my best busa question me. So to me, try when you're 2 machines.
Hey, I dare about for.
It's on it here because someone's gain is someone's lost. So you know, Sana Echo. And you know, it was 2 questions which we try as I be order. It's Mr. Pharmacy, my name quite.
Let me them freeze over Busano. Me question.
Who now can't send a program?
Okay, me Busao. A question about BMI.
Hey, who's hard to speak about BMI?
Debbie, that's a blood pressure named BMI.
Okay.
My first question is BMI. BMI, no, say a greater than 30 30 BMI 30. I don't know. And there be range in our woman.
Minimum range, but when we say BMI 30 high.
How high?
It's high.
I know. Some me
a question.
Okay. Second question. The usual blood pressure, a range between say and say, the normal one.
It's 120/90.
120/90.
Oh, yeah.
Just 120.
Yeah, 120/90.
Okay. Yeah, that's it.
Hey, no matter.
Oh dear, yeah, make one wasem.
I may say, we the same questions to everyone, Tino. If you announce the winner, no. Okay. Pacho, more friend, I'm with me as a free beam, and Mr. Monty and Fakoto and Yamasem, more Granny Calo. And he's also with me, a friend.
One person by answer. Yembusao.
I almost be answer question be answer.
It's because your car questions and a month for
a food, but I could do for the Biaba, Yanko. Ejaya, Wabelandi. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Good morning. Michelle Obia
so Joseph.
The mama be bought one watching cacao. But fireman, tell me, say be a money ready. I say come on list na. I have the question where would do we say
questions.
Questions.
A dose.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, Anna, yes, so the account one seven. And one who you some question. Intino. They are discussing an opinion and one question. Inti DJ D bet me busa, Miss Mebusa, so that it will be fair. Yen pese ben two former. Let's be open. Nyembusa question. And okay,
BMI and 30 na ma auto na na connect
but
say high.
How high? I don't say how high. Because who mean busa sa question no. It is what when you want say there. No full no na bebusa na
me yana questions the bar na say me come ask me.
I come ask me.
Farmer, me now ukasa no me TA4. We say even 1 day 6 hours no. Na me bisa say uda more than 6 hours no so I
pa. Until say at least 6 hours.
Minimum. Okay.
Minimum at least 6 hours. Because enkrofoni being down. Charlie, e be we adwuma sa.
Oh, him my pons na so no.
Omonda. Intino obeda be 3 hours no asore no ko adwuma ha no ko ita we obu ha oye adwuma sa bas mu kura no oda. Intino ne na nyina bia be 2 hours. Ubon se wo yire hu asifie ni wie a owie a no owu kama ne akodi de no mu.
Enye izo. Fama yezo bia da o claim kura owu do no wa ye adwuma sa ti onda to da onya more hours die na even one no.
You see now.
What do? It's not problem in the London Opa. London, me wants to share own tia. Might be more because the London, you need to get the London. If I'm a next question, pressure, no, say, you can't say, Unibia, Ubetimania, Unibio, Doctor Enkas, who not pressure. But when you be we are, if it's Mamma, we are.
Mpacho Obia okay but my answer Obia yawono abewiase bia wo pressure and depending on what you want to ask me say you want to know say ideal pressure, you want to know say low blood pressure, and also you want to know say high blood pressure, and I want people to understand it. You can't say pressure, but I believe say you can't pressure na your implication is high blood pressure. Me as a scientist or as a pharmacist, no. When you say pressure, it be pressure. I want to know. Say, I didn't know me no. Say pressure. I do pressure.
Me pacho me question on. I quite say me kona me ta check. Mama me about mana itu me fuze. Me ko check. On say na o ka say pressure. Me no bi me no pressure ne me de ginger ne hwentiamo ne ifra tini mani hu fa so a na anopebia no maka ne hye na manom ba me ya me nom dada de nyina me nom anti like me ko yeah e bia GP na ye check ya omzo me pressure e good like omu ka say that say ko for man na e ko so anytime me check bia no at times every 3 months we are mommy kind Tiana Mizuki Minko check it. Every 3 months we are make go check it. But I won't catch them be a low and a high.
Okay.
And then I'm able to move say if you say over to me akunya the low and I say oh you maybe we are bit makunya low now. I say bit makunya high.
Okay. And near me boo na me kind me boo also no. Say mommy my boy to my boy or say if you are eating who increase your salt intake. So and I say unye exercise. And I say uye kesiye ube you become obese. And this and yamana me bobo son kakran it can increase your blood pressure. Unye exercise. Why kesiye? Udi more salt. BMI so echo high. It is more likely say pressure no ebeko high. And a secondly, ABT ubetimi secondary hypertension whereby ABA is caused by something else.
Okay.
Mpacho what must say me explain actually.
Intino
pressure there ubia will be. But one thing is say o heart no is squeeze pressure na e squeeze no. Eno na edi moja ne ko ye ridie ne mu nyina ama ne ye adwuma. Na akwa na aba na squeeze we are on say san relax.
Okay.
Inti a relaxing na a resting na there na a resting so pressure so womb. There's a pressure to get it to rest. So pressure no make say diastolic. And systolic no pressure no a squeezing na pressure na woman call baby a different part of your body. Inti me question na make can say say ya pipe crampo a insu enemwe. Se pressure na wo pipe ni no eye too much e debe na eye unse timi burst
yeah
and untina at times encrofo timi nya brain hemorrhage na no because pressure na too much
sir
so at say ana pressure no
so
se eye lower unse blood no intimi nko baby o say ko sanity until you have to have the pressure between ideal pressure na ayekano for the body to be able to do its job. And yes, idea either say low and I say high no. Enko ye my. And debiano measure it to make sure say you are within that range. And being in that range no near mamo sa practical guidance na DJD ebusa me mekai no. So follow no ko idea. Believe me say you will be okay. But so uko GP ho na so catch also we okay. It means that you are within the range.
Into a case uni problem and I say blood pressure or patch say normal. And not just we need blood pressure cry.
Oh be na ye e meso baby ehu no enko and no enko so Matthias but the fireman was a question be or me busa u cheche mu no mba bebre tie o ba so mo be frɛ no e bin
yes
but na bi o problem
na say ye bie line too ye bie line too na nipa 10 na afre ye start is e busa question no mu nyina dia to so
your question do
o ma gane kalo
edi o ma shiri de o pa je so fa ha de na da o bia no bia kana edi questions de o ni da gana for ye na de ye damp exam system edi na fire me pacho who's the last week me free now o number no me ne boss lady akasaba me nim say this woman go ahead. I said,
of course. Of course.
Only can't change anything. Maybe some boss, but no, woman go ahead.
Oh, bet me the
Martina, vegetarian, no
problem.
That's I feel the me question him, Dana.
Now, Yamusa question, Anna.
So I ready into question in flow.
Mr. Yamusa question, Yabusa permission answer.
Send a try, Mr. Cheska, into me crying every.
Okay. Nami Busasa on say, me can be about body mass index.
BMI.
Hey, BMI, mamma, but I say,
Me busao.
BMI da some.
Mati, menyama no.
Obisi tiacha se BMI dey asemo. Enya asemo, simple.
Okay. Na me busasa. First question, BMI on. O pese o calculate your BMI. Say now be calculate no. How do you measure your BMI?
Next question.
David, try. Why? Try.
Okay. Next question. No.
Next question.
On to me maybe. Okay. The next question na me busa on is normal blood pressure is saying
120.
Over saying.
Over na you know 120.
Okay, why be? We be kwasamba. Why be?
Mati.
Yeah, also my Canada or Canada. I don't know. I say 120 near Yasa, move on in a Yasa. You call your name. Hello, 7136, Bacho, and I really see. Hello, 7136, Bacho did the same.
From Hetty,
I'm Pachoka as a friend.
Pachamacasa
Leicester, Hetty from Leicester. Me Pachona and every and Anopay. More question is saying.
Pacho contribution kakana mpedami.
Oh, wonderful.
On high BP no.
Okay.
High BP no. The man na pharmacist na rekan or run through family. So be wo we busuma. Na ono so or ye main underlying factor. We dey ehwe ye. Say obi we busuma, there is a likelihood that we so ebenye bi. Into no or there actually it takes precautionary measures there and chin na the nyama na orkan no ebe take a cognizance of it in the feel so no or there ye to me there once it is running in your family no there is a possibility of you having a high BP na yenje them a mentality of I refuse it. Now you take precautionary measures.
Absolutely.
No complications, no dose.
Absolutely.
No complications. Or dose.
You refuse what? What are you refusing? What? No, I mean, let's be real.
In Jesus' name.
Yeah, but let's be real.
I refuse the devil.
Let's be real. Who refuse today? Is there no refuse?
The Holy, the Basperus in the mighty name of Yeshua. Hey, you heard you. Yeshua, son, I got your grave. That's it. And that was CP. As a practical. And you be in the mighty name of Yeshua. Only Yeshua, son, I would show grave. Now the question grave, my would heaven, Yeshua, say, I said, oh, my wisdom, or my knowledge, or my understanding. And you be a yes, Shaitamuria,
and no worry about
you have to
let's be real.
It will be so whooping your eyes. Shine your eyes. So 8 minutes, so a year amount. And it's very, very important. And thank you very much for the contribution. Let me see if we have a question.
You have
to be in it to win it, you see. Mr. Pharmacy, I'm fire.
Yo, mommy, you don't want to say say also so contribution has been excellent.
Yes.
Why are there papa na I'm say make us no me busa say BMI so person who BMI say wait it mean ma o blood pressure crack or when you are too big or you are clinically obese. Into me busa say na BMI crack kan ho asem ye measure ne say
me pacho wo kasem na ka dey ye betum yenya around our waist. No, they actually hen the end of our ribs. And the beginning of our waist. Then in between, you put me as the tape measure at around it. Now, you measure wo. Another
question.
You take your weight.
Okay, you have formula to calculate your body mass index. It says so body mass index. Obe measure enema mienu bi na saa nneɛma mmienu no ana ɔpɛ so busa sɛ ɛyɛ de bɛ adeɛ na kwan bɛyɛ na yɛfa so ɛde measure.
Okada weight no your height.
Very good.
Now weight no enya height na okada bottom go against the wall na make a mark of what into na dictate measure. Enya wia na it take weight on your general scale do na enya in kilograms. Nti wia if I'm right also say you bet divide hen height no by hen weight na area multiply by hen height ni bio.
Hono sa can be
last
bit no sa can be because that's all we award no. And we dey who cry say the channel.
Yeah, but take hen height no.
That's right.
Now you take hen weight no. Yeah, now you divide height no by the weight. You divide weight no by the height. Now you at times height.
David. Division divided in 2 times.
What and one no.
Oh, I didn't say cholesterol. But why idea is very good attempt.
Why are they?
Very good attempt because the way you broke it down. I think so you deserve the award. That's why I said
breaking it down.
That's why I said last bit no quite multiply instead of dividing again. And it's still that's the amount.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Now meet me Musa question ni bi mu.
Oh, so be
my answer.
Obi a win the say the man. Obi a win dia. The fact you say what make effort afre no. Share sometimes no what you on o make effort to cry down. And if the fact is say who say chroma who go school on. You fit be effort. And no every time your man who report to. It's because effort in class, effort out of class. So when you're wrong okra na say who put in the effort na they appreciate that. And you know, me feel says na say to me input that into Ghana mindset. Said yeah, encourage people for them to also put in the effort. Even if they don't know Krana, they will have a goal. Tina Kroma be have a goal hero. Because BBC here, Obi Maninsi, at least the person will make an effort. And the sheer fact of say you have made the effort, you know, me feel say you deserve something for it. Anyway, we will think about it. We've got your number. And you know, say Panoni decided say you're the baby will be throw back. Now say your ship at the number Leicester. And to be so
why are dear Auntie Henrietta? Why are dear Papa?
To be so next time it will empower people, it will encourage people.
I mean I like her contribution and her spirit. I really like it. But even if not winning this no crampona, me am to be akwa.
You deserve award. You deserve
award
for the effort. For the effort.
Me am to be akwa.
Why is it papa.
I mean your contribution has been fantastic. You don't know the impact of people that you are having an impact in their life. From the words that you have spoken. And today be na make castle. Unim just Endra akolebi by na me nkai no. Oba or say, oh, give us that. Or catching a number for. But say Michelle omo sometime back, ba mejumem. Enti na me encourage you omo. Me, I'm the type of a person I say positive things and I encourage people. Miss me dear no. Also be on idea. I was not born to be a king. Makunta nekai also who ye king maker. You make kings. But you dear, you are not a king. Into contribution now what can trust me say a be have impact in Nkofu Muti a life of power. Into Nyamisha, Auntie and Rita, Nyamisha. And we will get your number and send you a blood pressure machine.
Why? Into
but when it one winning into another
into correct man.
Oh, so formula na de ma, you know.
Last bit so I don't answer so.
Okay. Because okay answer no. Na last bit no say multiply na say also say division be.
Oh okay, into a height
weight.
Weight divided
by the height. But weight no crown in kilograms.
In kilograms
and height no so no in meters.
In
meters.
Okay, meters.
Until you divide there answer obenya no. No say divided by height ni biem.
height ni bio.
Yes.
Okay.
And no nebema BMI.
Okay.
Into high square.
The high square. Okay, high square. People will get confused. People will get confused. Until I make person make a high square. No, I'm just going by DJD formula. No, very simple.
Why? Until they wait here 20. Na height here 5. No we divide. Now I say divided by 5 will be not just when you will be a man call bed. Aye.
Okay. Yes.
Why are they pa Hetty? Why are they pa? Really appreciate your contribution.
Why? And Tiana every Saturday we are tuning in. Now catch on for 4. Now almost waiting me tuning in. And yes, I be portrait a chicken dead chicken. I need you. So,
see a show on
see why. And I oh, that's so I'm going to and Namana Jubia. Yes, I'll be so any good agency. Also, when you're Juma or Macaranta. Sanity. Yeah, that's it. Why? Okay, the young for Atia Dunku. Yes, Atia Dunku Bacope or Babelande. Mammy Keneboa, a Babelande. Yeah, I am mammy. Aha. Chinkwa on your Bremu on an Babelande no ATM. That's right. What is Katum Pradam? Mammy, uncle.
Raw cash.
That's right.
Yo,
this is Coco. Was it to Nana?
Uncle. Mamma, money, your papa, jet here for you. I'm very what me bow basso. Why are dear? Why are dear pa? So to me, I bet you let you near mum. Now you know about less for so mo. Why are dear papa? And I mean, more dear. Said you more can't say. Binum be a telephone call, cranny a machine. It's the phone call with him, and I'm your phone hop for sale. Baby, moon with some of them.
Now come be. Now come be.
Papa, I see my Rama, sir. Yam Fremianopa.
No.
Fremianopa, Fremia, Duba, Quachi, Codumino. And no see a man in Chum, boy, and up. As a brother pound. Yes, Yaw, Nipa, Vacasa, Mamma, what a yaw.
Yes.
Yaw, I send me a Becayano. Ubisabi be say, who be a unibia utiminia be now. And I say, who will be so I say, be a Timester, some Gilis a bibisa no beside yaw. Now, me de me home yam fat to her. And Sana, make what quiet me knee operation. I brought pressure, any weight, and a mammy chair or listen or so. Into no question, me said, no, and not for an name in America was them. Me, I do open all yummy. Stop eating. Stop eating. No, I'm not a big, I mean, me, would you mean yet? None and name home cry, but now me 102 kilos. At the time I made shots here. I could that list in the son and Nami. And the train Marcia, that teacher, a honey addy. And to the do some call operation, no. Nami yet 94. In young way, you know, minimum at the crab. Upon the day a gumi, without mechanical lessons, I'm so or PV be a gumujampa. And you may me tidy and can't digestive biscuit. Na me mint answer 2-3 days. I mean need digestive biscuit that. I fear chili mini vida. And you may be a free maconomu. And I'm can't Adriania Yano say fufu man fufu and PC pinamid in my giant. We did vegetables and fruits. Fruit no so midino. To me need the pea. It's a conference pair. And therefore, I had me to me, Nemum de Moon, and yes, the dead pin and Namidi. But just to say, a weight to do 85.
Wow, this is wonderful. This is really wonderful.
I be no Casama, any who said you cry, or do walk or chen and no Kumatonium. Let me GP, and a famous summon of Corso Yard. Seven cats and make a crown say, mean to be Nalis Libyan, I'm going to Africa, make and I'm a home in mobile, and or your mammy. And so make wait now, Swatino, Ama, as a menino, I won't set to be an aya or moody, but me the company pebby ya. Nature said, ya papa. Ain't it? Ya quiet yam na ya papa. Ya papa, both float to me of my ya, you believe you. We need, into Mummy and Shani. Na young fa aduane na kono se ubetimi atonti ubedia yen hwe ne mabia ebeboa yen fisade ne kodu yem a woni hono ayi bi atogu na ko hawo enti de ate no na me brought special advice mo ma me bi pen
okay
ene esi ha enti be na ochi mi ni na si bi ba me ha ohun ye pe no say ma we ya de o blood pressure machine na me so fire life radio na de chair me enti o fire ene na ma we a o hwe na me so me ma no ba ha o ma te se ma me se me ho ye enti me ame se no o fire na o ya o ye pe no ha me nim ma o pressure e fine papa na se se me nyare oh ben kami nim de wo mi mu de na so be gidi se aduane no se de masi ate so na me che da di ne ma bi protein nti aboa me pa di as 3 months me ko GP na sem ko ye blood test o ka tell say a routine and mama o ko joji na I think it's of time to you but I could see everything is all right but it's a routine I have to do it it's got na nti me srem ya me kan say rom ha de aduane anya na munya na mo ma ye mfa ya kono no to ho na ye nsusu nsem afutu amadaro ma mo bekam kire ye dai na ye so ya no kakra na aboa ye fi say yare ya ade bi o ye wa o be bre ansa na wako na me ma boss lady a PC so happy birthday and it's limpa my button so I had the sabri bia utimi ba e be chire mi gi say won sem a wo beka no wo se hu no na wo ya foforo che no bebre de be ya djuma on yes I was so be di and she say so ba nyami saw
yeda CP ebe say ma me also blood pressure machine ni bi nti obi jabo bi so ai de ensaka okay yeda CP any jumadi no about 11:21 ye be ba na wie ye na afi legal matters for so etimi start na chese etimi the time na aye adwuma ti Mr. Famous your last words na afi ye free jumadi
with my last words is to thank all our dear listeners Mr. Chikasa Mami Meribotma all the callers that called. May God richly bless you and all people who listen to my voice this morning. What I will also say is next week and next 2 weeks there will not be any live program. I'm announcing it now because you too quite kakra. You kofi and you know maybe after that we will be able to come back live until for the next 2 weeks live program. The next week you better repeat it and people can listen to it. Obia, I believe the program now has been excellent. It's been fantastic. And Obia, when your opportunity to listen, they can listen to it next week as well. And maybe we will also discuss the flatulence and diabetes now here once more. All the best. Opi so yetawachi. Enti minim say onyomna o boy ene die chale sana yamna wunia nibre ni bebia obi ya adema wa nti obi be yama no yama wunia so all the best.
Everybody deserve better. Yeah, the papa maunia. Do the yama way yo feno sana yama wunia. Do the yama wa weni bejeno sana yamaunia. Do the yama wa obesrino sana yamaunia. You want to dance and want others to answer you. You want to dance and want others to answer you. Do the yama wa yo feno sana yamaunia. Do the yama wa weni bejeno sana yamaunia. Do be a mawa besrido sana yamaunia. Do want to others, that's one others to unto you. Do unto others as you want others do unto you. Do be a mawa yo feno. Sana ya monia. Do be a mawa ni bejuno. Sana ya monia. Do be a mawa besrino. Sana ya monia. Everybody deserves better. Yeah, the papa maunia. Everybody deserves better. Yeah, the papa maunia. Do be a mawa yo feno. Sana ya monia. Do be a mawa ni bejuno. Sana ya monia. Do be a mawa besrino. Sana ya monia. Do unto others as you want others do unto you. Do unto others as you want others do unto you. Do be a mawa yo feno. Sana ya monia. Do be a mawa when you vegino. Sana ya monia. Do be a mawa besrino. Sana ya monia. No do I go around quano? Yeah, falling show. Do I want my water? Yeah, I'm one of my new shino. Yeah, why be a man, Rebino? On one of the baby, I'm away. Do I my water? And let's over the railway. Bonia, and my bonia, and do dream way. Do I am my way of Sana, Yamonia. Do I am my one year Jono. Do I am my Osreno. Do I am my Woodino. Sana, Yamonia. Do others do unto you. Do unto others as one others do unto you. Do be a way of fellow. Sana, Yamonia. Do be a mawa when you vegino. Sana, Yamonia. Do be a mawa besrino. Sana, Yamonia. Do unto others as one others do unto you. Do unto others as one others do unto you. Do be a mawa yo fellow. Sana, Yamonia. Do be a mawa when you vegino. Sana, Yamonia. Do be a mawa besrino. Sana, Yamonia. Everybody deserves better. Yeah, the papa maunia. Everybody deserves better. Yeah, the papa maunia. Do be a mawa yo feno. Sana, Yamonia. Do be a mawa when you vegino. Sana, Yamonia. Everybody deserves better. Yeah, the papa maunia. Everybody deserves better. Yeah, the papa maunia. Do be a mawa yo feno. Sana, Yamonia. Do be a mawa when you bejuno. Sana, Yamonia. Do be a mawa besrino. Sana, Yamonia. Everybody deserves better. Yeah, the papa maunia. Everybody deserves better. Yeah, the papa maunia. Do be a mawa yo feno. Sana, Yamonia. Do be a mawa when you bejeno. Sana, Yamonia. Do be a mawa besrino. Sana, Yamonia. Do unto others as one others do unto you. Do unto others as one others do unto you. Do be a mawa yo feno. Sana, Yamonia. Do be a mawa when you bejeno. Sana, Yamonia. Do be a mawa besrino. Sana, Yamonia. Do unto others as one others do unto you.